What's up, folks, and welcome back to Dyce Reacts World. We are staying in London, England tonight. Oh yeah, we are going to be checking out Operation Buckthorn, UK Special Forces Retake Hijacked cargo ship, December 2018. Yes, it's raining cats and dogs in my neck of the woods. Very much side check this one out. We ain't going to waste no more time. Just going to get right into it, folks. We're going to get right into it. Oh yeah.
Final bearing 337. 26 knots down the angle. 106 center, lower the Rhino at 5. Good. 07 on flat path on course 1 mile. Good. 07 on flat path on course.
In December 2018, an event took place just off the coast of Britain that, surprisingly, went largely under the radar. It all started on the 10th of December 2018 when the Italian cargo ship Grande Tema departed the Nigerian port of Lagos for the British port of Tilbury in East London. For the ship's 27-man crew, the voyage was like most others until it began navigating its way into the Thames estuary off the coast of Margate on the 21st of December. At approximately 09:15, British authorities received a mayday call from the ship and were notified that 4 men had seized control over the vessel. The 4 men had snuck aboard the ship shortly before its departure from Nigeria, and appearing from the onboard cargo armed with whatever objects they could find, they demanded that the captain steer the Grande Tema towards the British coastline. The captain refused the demand and was able to lock himself and the other 26 members of his crew into a room on board the ship, from where they were able to keep in contact with the British authorities. It was not long before news of the situation reached the Ministry of Defence, who were authorised to dispatch of 4 men of the SAS to the scene from their garrison in Herefordshire. The small group, operating under the call sign of Titan 21, flew to the Dover Coast Guard Operations Centre on board a 658 Squadron Army Air Corps Dolphin helicopter, arriving in the afternoon of the 21st. Here they were briefed on the situation and acted as the forward observers for the UK Special Forces. Simultaneously, the MOD began moving a response group forward to the scene in the event that military intervention was required. This group began its move forward just after midday when 4 Royal Navy helicopters took off from RNAS Yeovilton in Somerset. The helicopters flew southeast to Poole, where they embarked 20 men of X Squadron, the Special Boat Service. From Poole, the task force then moved to Manston in the southeast of England, from where they established a forward operating base in anticipation for the green light to go in. Until that was authorised, however, negotiations continued with the hijackers, who navigated the Grande Tema around in circles throughout the afternoon and into the evening. Eventually, after 12 hours, the situation reached a critical point, and Prime Minister Theresa May gave the green light for a military operation, codenamed Operation Buckthorn. Equipped with their rifles and night vision goggles, the 20 men from X Squadron began boarding their awaiting Royal Navy helicopters at approximately 22:30. The helicopter force operated under the call sign of Renegade and consisted of 2 Wildcat and 2 Merlin helicopters.
Merlin helicopters.
The Wildcats came from 815 Naval Air Squadron and operated under the call signs of Renegade 1 and 2. Their role was to escort the Merlins throughout the duration of Buckthorn. The Merlin helicopters, meanwhile, were from 845 Naval Air Squadron and were designated Renegade 3 and 4. It was the job of the Merlins to lift the Special Boat Service operators to and from the objective. The force took off from Manston at 22:45 on the 21st of December and began flying across the Thames estuary from where they could see the Grande Tema on the horizon. Flying into the target area, the Wildcats detached from the main body and began circling the cargo ship. Meanwhile, Renegades 3 and 4 made their final approach to the target before hovering above the vessel's main section. The exact timings of this phase of the operation are unclear, but as we can see from this image capture, Renegade 3 was above the Grande Tema at 11:26 PM. With the pilots keeping the aircraft steady, the 20 SBS operators fast roped down from the Merlins and onto the decks of the ship. Forming up into their respective teams, the SBS began sweeping through the Gland Tema before reaching the bridge of the ship. Forcing their way into the cabin, the operators found the hijackers, who immediately surrendered upon seeing the British troops, thus bringing a successful end to Operation Buckthorn, just 5 minutes after it had started.
Damn, that was quick.
With the cargo ship under control, arrangements were made for it to continue the final leg of its journey to Tilbury, where it finally moored up in the early morning hours of the 22nd of December. Having accomplished their mission, the 20 operators from X Squadron re-embarked onto their Merlin helicopters and were flown back to their garrison near Poole, as silently and swiftly as they had arrived on the scene.
Wow. By strength of time. That's right. I mean, the SAS are not to be taken lightly. They know how to execute. They are badass, man. I was afraid for those guys because I know they're gonna be in a box when they get to them. But and it's so swiftly, 5 minutes, and I'm not surprised by the things I've seen about the SAS. They don't play around. They execute perfectly. When I saw the title of this video, I thought it was going to be a smaller vessel trying to take over the ship, like almost like pirates per se. But I didn't know that it was people that actually board the ship and try to hijack it that way with no weapons whatsoever. I mean, how did they think this is going to be a success? The mission was successful, and I'm glad to hear that. Operation Buckthorn. What a name. I wonder who came up with that name. This is an intense name, Buckthorn. Not to be taken lightly. Yeah. I'm certainly going to be checking out more videos of that nature. Pirate videos. Is there any videos, popular things that have happened in terms of pirates trying to take over a large cargo vessel of some sort? If so, hit me up in the comments and I'll try my best to deliver. If you want to see that long drawn outro, hit me up on Dyce Reacts, where I do music reactions. This way I'm going to be making my exit, so until next time, peace